Well, it's a big show.
You must dig my dig in the mashed potatoes. Go hog.
This is a team sport. It's not a talent-based sport.
We got Bobby fucking Petrino back. If I'm honest with myself right now, it's a cool 12-0.
Episode of the College Football Tailgate Big Show. As always, it is me, XFL Jim.
Can you smell what the XFL is cooking?
And I am joined, of course, by the man himself. It is Erik, a.k.a. Uncle fucking Rico. What's up, my man?
Nothing, brother. What's up with you?
Just living life to the fullest. Rocking my Delaware Fighting Blue Hen sweater. Loving it. I got your Akron Zips. I got you a hoodie. I hope that's okay instead of a t-shirt.
Oh, dude, that was very nice of you. Thank you. You're if I would have known that, I would have got you a Northwestern hoodie.
It's fine. I still love the t-shirts. Shout out I Hate the Lakers. Shout out Let's Make Some Money. Why didn't Cal take the knee?
Yeah, dude, that I had Wake plus the 7.5. I have no idea why I didn't take the knee. Like
Sports facts, yeah. I did.
Game was over. You know, should have took the knee. You know.
Shout out Sports Facts. I did, of course, forget to lower the audio on the music for that one. So you couldn't even hear what the coach of Coastal was saying in that clip, but they just need more dogs, less cats on the team. Erik, before we go to the future, let's look back to the past. We can start. Cal wins 46-36 over Wake.
Take the knee, man.
Take the knee. What'd you have? You had Wake plus what?
I had Wake plus 7.5. Wake was driving through an INT at about the 40-45. Cal just needed to get one first down. The game was over. They got the first down. Instead of taking a knee like most coaches will do there, Wilcox decided to run a play with 1:13 left and Wake not having any timeouts.
I love it, though. Shout out Wilcox.
I don't, man. I hope they get his order wrong at Starbucks today.
He strikes me more as a coffee bean guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I hope they get his order wrong at Coffee Bean, dude.
We also had Iowa losing to UCLA 20-17.
Jesus, dude. God. I mean, can they put some NIL money in getting a goddamn quarterback? Like, literally, can they just invest in getting a goddamn quarterback there?
He turned into a pumpkin real quick.
Against UCLA. Now, granted, I mean, I think the thing that we need to watch going into next year is we need to look at the West Coast teams that are playing the early start on the East Coast in these cross continent conference games, and then vice versa, the teams on the East that are playing these late games on the West Coast. I think that's going to be interesting when the whole season is over, kind of get a feeling for it.
Yeah, because I saw people doing some analysis on it early on, but it was always like the great team, like it was teams like Miami traveling west to play Cal, which Cal kept that super close, but still. And then it was like Penn State traveling to play UCLA or something like that. like teams that were very much outmatched.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had like this week, you have Oregon traveling to play Maryland.
Yeah, I mean, like, we got to just kind of, at the end of the day, it's just something to look at to see how it is.
It'll be something to like analyze at the end of the season. We also had Memphis barely beating Rice 27-20. This is just what Memphis does right now.
Rice covered, though.
They did cover.
Rice
Shout out Rice.
That's
2 in a row.
What happened to the Memphis guy? Did you see that? Like, full transparency, Uncle Rico was social last night, did go out, and we were just watching it, and it was a kickoff play, and he ran into a Rice guy, started running back, and then he just fell.
Did we get a little Hamlin situation?
No, there's no ambulance on the field at all. But there was a ridiculous amount of people around him. No idea what happened or anything.
Yeah, I also have no clue what happens. And then New Mexico beat San Diego State 21-16.
Yeah.
Okay. But my favorite one was Coastal Carolina crushing App 38-24. Coastal storms the field. And I absolutely hate that Coastal Carolina and the big media, big sports media, big college football is trying to get me to like Tim Beck. Because I'm liking this team. I'm liking the vibe that they're coming out with. And I hate myself for liking them.
I think you're just jealous because of your past experience. I think you're kind of looking at him like an
No, Tim Beck's a dork. Tim Beck only runs screenplays. I hate that man with a fiery passion. But I love this Coastal team right now.
See,
and
dude,
I love the
think
vibe
you're
that
looking
they
at
have.
him like an ex-girlfriend. You just don't want him to see.
Dude, they had their mascot fighting Darth Vader while motorcycles drove around pregame.
Speaking of mascots, did you see that dime the Vikings mascot dropped in the mascot versus kids game on Sunday Night Football?
Yeah.
Rolling to his left, hitting the Colts mascot in the back part of the end zone. Just a dime.
And ECU gets another win over FAU. They covered too.
FAU quit watch?
Yeah, Tom Herman, hot seat. FAU quit watch, potentially. If he gets fired at FAU, he's just done, right? Like, you can't recover from that.
No, he'll get a second chance. Someone will.
You think he would get like a coordinator position somewhere?
Yeah.
I always thought Tom Herman is like in the G5 level was always a pretty good coach up until like recently.
I mean, how can I word this? OC at Ohio State, went to Texas, then when he was at Houston, right?
Yeah, he was good at Houston.
Yeah, and then
just like up until you could argue up until currently with Sark that he was Texas's best coach of the 2010s.
And then just free falling, dude.
Yeah. And then in Maction, we had Northern Illinois over Western Michigan, Ohio crushing Kent State, Bowling Green over Central, and Miami over Ball State.
Look, dude, I don't mean to get political here, and I know everyone was tuning into the election stuff on Tuesday, but if you didn't see that surgical Central Michigan drive to get that last touchdown on the cover, I mean, that was a true story coming out of Tuesday night.
That was a big win. Fire up Chips. Also,
no, that wasn't a win. That was a cover.
I said fire up damn Chips for the cover. Also, I think it's just we can say confidently that Kent State's the worst team in the country.
Yeah, they haven't. Was it? It was like some crazy stat. They haven't led since 2023, I think, in a game. Like, I'll see if I can find the stat. It's just an absurd stat.
This is just classic MAC. The MAC is always chaos. The MAC is always crazy. Western Michigan was the favorite, and IU comes in and does it. What are the standings right now in the MAC?
The MAC stand.
The Conference of Champions, the one that everyone cares about. The MAC standings as they are right now. Bowling Green on top, with Miami of Ohio, Western Michigan, and Ohio all tied at 4-1.
That's insane.
And then you have Buffalo and Toledo at 3-2, and then 3 more teams at 2-3.
Kent State drops to 0-9 Wednesday night and is the nation's only team that has not led in a game this season. Kent State has not led in a game for 544 minutes and 45 seconds since the fourth quarter of last year's finale against Northern Illinois.
Yikes.
That's
impressive.
Here you go. Army 8-0 is a 6-point favorite at North Texas and has not trailed in a game this season. On Saturday, it will have been 358 days and 12 games since Army lost to UMass on October 28th, 2023. The Black Knights have trailed. Oh, they have trailed in the game. So,
Damn. You ready to get into today's slate, Erik?
Yeah.
We start off 11 a.m. Miami, Florida at Georgia Tech. Miami is a 10-point road favorite here, over under 63.5, plus 275 on the money line for the Yellow Jackets.
I got nothing.
This is going to be, I mean, what's the status on Georgia Tech's quarterback? What's Haynes King looking like?
Don't know. Game time decision.
If he doesn't play, I don't even think it'll be close. But Miami has the thing where if he's in,
Miami's got the dogs.
Dude, if he's in, I might be dabbling on like Georgia Tech first half. Miami's been letting these teams hang around.
Well, you know how I feel about this Miami team.
Erik, when can they not be frauds?
If they win it all. If they win a playoff game.
Sports facts, Georgia Tech straight up heard it here.
If King plays, I can see it, dude.
If King plays, yeah, anything's possible. I hate the Lakers asking, when will you guys switch over to college hoops? Also, any college hoops bets today?
I have not looked at the card.
I have been slow. I have bet 2 college basketball games this entire season so far. I'm dipping my pinky toe in. We'll dive head first once the college football season is basically
end of
done.
December-ish, mid-December.
Yeah, bowl season basically.
Yeah.
Also at 11 a.m., Florida, Texas. Texas is a 21.5-point favorite here, over under 47.5, plus 1,100 on the money line for the Gators.
I don't mean switch stuff right here. And what if I told you at the beginning of November, Napier would be safer than Todd Golden?
Then who?
The Florida basketball coach.
Oh, yeah. At the beginning of November, I might have believed.
Did you hear that story?
No.
The school newspaper came out that he is stalking and sending dick pics to recent graduates of Florida and current students of Florida. So safe to say he's going to be out of a job soon. And yeah.
Napier just got rehired. He got confirmed for next year.
Yep.
The 2025 coaching cycle is going to be crazy. I really wish Lagway wouldn't have gotten hurt, because I think this would be a very fun game if he was playing. As it stands, I feel like how can you not have quit on this Florida team right now? They're playing with heart, and that shows something, but I don't think it's enough. And Texas just rolls bad teams.
I read this thing how they switched their defense, made it a little more basic, so it's easier for these guys. And ever since they did that, they've been playing a lot better. Excuse me.
Julio's Real Football Talk chiming in. Have a good one, fellas. I'm relying on the big dogs today. Bama -2.5, Georgia -1.5, and BYU -3.
Hey, you know what? You're my boy, but I'm against you in every single one of those.
I also just want to say I do have I did say on Twitter that my 420 unit mega whale play is on this episode, Erik, and I have it for you. I'll give it to you at the end of the show before we get to our parlays. It is a parlay. So be on the lookout for that.
Jesus Christ.
Syracuse, Boston College. Boston College is a 2-point favorite here, over under 52, plus 110 money line. Me and Chase are rolling with Syracuse. I think both these teams are kind of equal in the ACC. Syracuse is fire and ice. It all depends on what kind of game we get out of the quarterback, and I think we get a good one. Boston College is fine, and they're good, but Syracuse fighting right now.
The Qs.
They're fighting, Erik. Give me the Qs orange. 6-2. They have an ability to have a pretty nice season here. I'm gonna go with the Qs. Straight up money line. Also at 11 a.m., Navy heading to South Florida. Navy is a 3.5-point road favorite here, over under 58, plus 150 on the money line here.
I think the book is out on this Navy offense. I think there's been enough film where people can expect what is going to be coming. Navy, their quarterback is hurt, and the real way you can take advantage of the South Florida team is in the back four. Their run defense is actually elite. I think they're going to be able to stuff this Navy rushing attack, thus making Horvath try to throw the ball. And with that bum finger, I don't think he's going to be able to do it. And this is weird. This is Navy's third straight road game, so a lot of travel. South Florida has not left the state of Florida since September 28th.
Yeah.
Navy 120th versus the run. I think South Florida is going to be able to use that running attack. They did make the switch at quarterback, now more of a ground-based attack. Last 20 years, Service Academy road favorites, 47% against the number. I'm on South Florida here, plus the 3.5.
Eric's playing the number here. I thought about getting with South Florida. I have them a little bit later.
Oh, yes. Yay.
No, it's not in the teaser. It's not in the teaser, Erik. It's fine. I don't have them in that, but I just couldn't. I just dabbled. I dabbled a little bit.
You got your pinky toe in?
Yeah, same with this. I wanted to dabble with this next game. West Virginia at Cincinnati. Cincinnati a 4.5-point favorite here. Over under 54.5 plus 154 on the money line for the Mountaineers. Thought about going West Virginia here. We don't do leans on this show, so I'm not giving this one out. I just feel like I couldn't get there with the Mountaineers because it feels like now that Neil Brown's his seat's getting warm. And there's a lot of pressure right now in West Virginia, and I don't know how they operate. And also, I just don't like taking West Virginia when they leave the mountain.
Seat's getting a little toasty?
And Cincinnati, say what you want about Satterfield. He's been doing, they've gotten better and better each and every week this season.
Yeah.
He's doing a pretty good job, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Purdue, Ohio State. Ohio State's a 37.5-point favorite here, over under 54. Not even posting a money line. This is not the Purdue of old. This is not the Purdue that you take in this game to get the upset on Ohio State.
One of my friends, she's the hugest Ohio State fan, and I always send her trash talking messages. I did not send her one today, just because this is going to be a bloodbath. This is probably going to be over at halftime. If I were to do anything here, I would look. Actually, I take that back. I would play Ohio State first half. I think that with these teams that have multiple losses, it's going to come down to the old school days. You remember when these teams used to run up the scores? I think we're going to see a lot more of that.
I think we're going to see a ton of that. I think we're going to see Ohio State just run up this score crazy. Also, wouldn't mind, depending on what the number is, Ohio State team total would be something to maybe look at.
Yeah.
In this one as well. Texas State at ULM. Texas State an 8-point road favorite here, over under 50, plus 260 on the money line. I was fighting myself on this one. I was turning back and forth. I've been on them a couple times and they burned me. I'm on ULM plus the 8.5. I got them 8.5 here. I got the hook.
I just cracks me up how ULM just never gets any respect.
Well,
they've been good this year. They've been good this year.
They've been good. And Texas State has been disappointing. I don't know exactly what they're playing for at this point. They're basically knocked out of Sun Belt contention.
Mm-hmm.
And that, with how the preseason was going for this team, that has to be a disappointment. I feel like you don't just go to Monroe, Louisiana and get a win. It's not easy. So I took ULM plus the 8.5 here.
Mm-hmm.
At noon, Liberty at Middle Tennessee. Liberty minus 11.5, over under 55. Bounce back spot for Liberty, huh?
I think Libertyville. Liberty is waving the white flag. I think they're done.
Yeah, I think, obviously they should win this game.
That's going to be the thing. Now you have these mid-majors. Season is technically over. Aspirations are done. They can't even get to can they win the conference now or not? Or are they out?
I think they still, so right now they're at 3-2. They're going to need Western Kentucky and Jacksonville State to drop 2.
Yeah, so they're basically done. So.
And Sam Houston's ahead of them too.
Yeah.
So it's going to be tough. Yeah, their season's basically done at this point. UConn at UAB. UConn is a 7.5-point road favorite here, over under 54.5, plus 230 on the money line for the Blazers. Are you rolling with the Dilfs?
Dude, I know we talk a lot of shit about Dilfer here, but we should give some props to fucking Mora.
Mora, yeah, dude. He's been doing a good job at UConn.
Do you think he will ever leave?
Maybe. I mean, we can't.
I think it's the same situation we talked about with Skip Holtz at the in the X League. I'm sorry, Jim. I'm
UFL,
sorry.
Eric, please.
Jim, I'm sorry.
Eric, it's fine. It's fine.
Sorry.
I just posted the video of you making all the X League picks. It's on all social media if you want to go check that out. It was pretty funny. It was a good time.
I look really uncomfortable doing it. Thank you.
He's in a very good situation at UConn.
Yeah, it makes zero sense.
And I don't know, maybe other people would be okay with it, but I still have in my head his time at UCLA.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
some of these guys always think it's better. It's better someplace else. No, just stay where you are. Be content. Just be content.
Marshall, Southern Miss. Does Southern Miss have any shot here? No, I don't think so either. This Southern Miss team is not good. Not good at all. 2:30, Georgia at Ole Miss. Georgia is a 2-point road favorite. Over under 54.5. Plus 110 on the money line. We already know which way Halil's going, Eric. And I know which way I'm going. But which way are you going?
Give me the fighting Lane Kiffins. I got Ole Miss at +3. Lane, 71% ATS at home in SEC play. Carson Beck. The regression this year compared to last year is insane. And the way to attack this Ole Miss defense is through the air. And he's not going to be able to do that. I know that Georgia's defensive line does have a great matchup against Ole Miss's offensive line. However, Dart's going to be able to extend plays with his legs. Beck isn't going to be able to do that. Georgia, when we look at offensively, they are lacking the playmakers that they've had in seasons previous. Beck struggles with pressure, and Ole Miss is elite at getting to the quarterback, making his life hell. Georgia's DBs are struggling. Dart should be able to pick them apart if he's given time or able to extend the play, which I think he will. Must win for Ole Miss. Georgia actually can still lose one, as crazy as it sounds. And when we just take a step back, Ole Miss's offense, Ole Miss's defense, Georgia's offense, Georgia's defense. What's the best unit? Ole Miss's defense is elite. They're going to be the best unit on the field. I'm getting points at home, getting a 3. Give me Ole Miss here +3.
I'm taking Georgia -1.5 here.
Oh, dude, are we going to have another team? Oh, dude.
Well, this is 1.5, Eric. We can middle this one.
Oh, no.
We can middle this. Dude, Ole Miss to me is the Penn State of the SEC. I'll get there when I get there. Like,
insult to Lane Kiffin, dude. That is the biggest insult to Lane Kiffin. Like, you're comparing him to.
When was the last? Okay, when was the? Give me like the last time Lane Kiffin's beaten a team that is statistically like on par or better than them.
Let me look at that. I'll have to Google it.
They beat Alabama? No. They beat LSU? No. They beat like Texas? No. This team, this is what they do. Ole Miss every year beats everyone they're supposed to beat and loses to anyone who is on par or even a little bit better than them. Every single year consistently. Obviously, I think Lane Kiffin's a better coach than James Franklin.
I'm trying to read. I'm studying.
But like, this is what this Ole Miss team is. If you can find it, like, let me know, because I just don't believe it. I've never seen it happen. What are you finding, Eric?
I'm looking for it, Jim. I'm looking for it. All right, so this is from 2023. 1-10.
What do you mean?
Against
What?
top 5 opponents.
Okay.
And his only top 5 win came in 2011 when the Trojans topped number 4 Oregon 38 to 35.
This is why I will not be on with a spread. With a spread this tight, I am not taking Ole Miss.
Okay,
I can't.
I respect you.
I cannot.
You're still my boo.
Michigan, Indiana. Indiana is a 14.5-point favorite here. Over under 48, plus 470 on the money line. If I would have told you preseason that Indiana is a 14.5-point favorite to Michigan, what would you have said?
I would say no way. But
This has been my favorite story of the entire season. I'm rooting for Indiana. I'm rooting for them hard. I took Michigan +4 first quarter.
You took Michigan +4
first quarter. I think the moment is big. I think Michigan's defense can do a little bit to confuse Indiana, and I think Indiana won't get out to a huge lead until around the third quarter. So I took Michigan +4 first quarter, -110.
So here's the thing. I wish I could go back in time and just take all these like early spreads and just fade the fuck out of Michigan.
Right?
Because think about what these opening numbers were versus what they are right now. It's absolutely insane. I mean, this Michigan is probably laying over 2 here, over 2 tutties.
Yeah, they were probably like 20.5-point favorites.
Now they're getting 14.5.
I wish I would have gone back and sprinkled a little bit on Penn State to win the Big Ten. What were those odds?
I got that. It was only 5-1.
No, like preseason for Indiana. Sorry, for Indiana.
For Indiana, no, probably 20, 30-1.
I think it was more than that.
You know, I'm gonna tweet our good friend Todd Foreman and see what he says.
Who?
Todd Foreman, the guy that used to work at Caesars.
Plus 29,000. Plus 29,000 to win the Big Ten, Erik.
Really?
Yeah. 290 to 1. For you, that would have been some good hedge opportunity. There are 10,000 to 1. They were 10,000 to 1 for the national championship. Value. Yeah, I took Michigan +4 first quarter. Army, North Texas. Army is a 6-point road favorite here. Over under 66, plus 185 on the money line. This one I just wanted to highlight because it's a really great matchup. Statistically, it's like one of the best passing teams in the country versus one of the best rushing teams in the country. Mm-hmm. I'm very excited to see how that plays out.
I'll be totally honest. I didn't even hear what game this is.
Army, North Texas.
I really want to take North Texas here. Army's quarterback is playing, which is absolutely huge for them. I think he deserves, like you've been talking about, to be in New York, to be in the consideration for the Heisman. I think it's a great story. I'm a little worried about Army's pass defense, but I kind of feel like North Texas is kind of like the chalky underdog this week, so I'm not doing anything. I
feel the same way. I'm just excited. I want to see – I love the styles make fights aspect of it. So, like, a great rushing team like Army versus a great passing team like North Texas. Mm-hmm. It'll be fun to watch. Clemson, Virginia Tech. Clemson is a 6-point favorite here, over under 53, plus 185 on the money line.
So is Clemson out now?
It's going to be really like out of the ACC championship, almost assuredly. I just don't see SMU or Miami dropping a game. And out of the playoffs, unless you think the ACC gets three teams somehow.
Yep.
So Clemson probably out. Unless they go on, like, if they win out and then SMU would have to drop at least one, Miami would have to drop at least one. But I just don't see that happening.
Yep.
And you could argue that, like, you could even put Pitt above Clemson. So, I don't know. It's tough. I think Clemson's in for like a 9-3 situation.
Okay. And playing in the Holiday Bowl.
Yeah. Virginia Tech, though. I think Virginia Tech.
Technically, they're not out of it.
No, they're definitely out. But
out of the ACC, I thought they only had 2 ACC losses.
Yeah, they're 3-2. But like, I just don't see Miami or SMU losing. Like, if Virginia Tech's not out of it, then Clemson's not out of it. Because Clemson only has 1 ACC loss.
I mean, dude, I don't know, man.
It's a crazy conference, but I
Virginia
don't.
and Cal, those are tough games for SM.
They're tough. They're tough.
I'm telling you, this Miami team is not that good, but
I don't know if anyone in the ACC is that good.
I think we spent enough time on this train wreck of a game.
That's fair. That's fair. Iowa State, Kansas. Iowa State is a 2.5 point favorite here, over under 51.5, plus 114 on the money line for the Jayhawks. What are you doing here, Eric? What are you doing?
I took the Jayhawks here +3. Leipold 54% ATS as a dog. When he's got rest, Kansas coming off a bye, 62% against the number. Iowa State's defense is really struggling to stop the run, and that's the bread and butter of this Kansas offense. And I just looked, every team but 2 have scored on their first drive against Iowa State this year. Like, what the hell is going on with the pre-scripted defense here?
I really don't know.
And when you start down and you're playing a team that's going to shorten the game by running the ball, that's a big thing. Iowa State likes to throw the ball. Kansas DBs are pretty good. I think they're going to be able to limit Higgins and Noel. Kansas, 2-6, 0-5 in one-score games. Guess how many yards they've been outgained by the season?
None.
2.
Oh.
And this has been one of the most unluckiest teams in the country. They should have beat Kansas State. With other UNLV should have beat them. They've just due for some positive regression. I think Iowa State's defense is starting to come back to earth. They're going to struggle to stop the run. I know this is played at Arrowhead, and from what I was told, there's going to be a lot of Iowa State fans there. But I like the matchup here. I think Kansas State's going to be able to Kansas is going to be able to run the ball. I'll take Kansas +3.
You can say positive regression all you want, Eric. I've been a fan of a team that's been losing one-score games more than you can count. That's not a real thing. It doesn't matter. Life doesn't matter. I took Iowa State here minus the 1.5. Minus 2.5. I think Kansas is just having one of those seasons that's just disappointment after disappointment after disappointment.
After disappointment.
Give me the Cyclones here to get a win by 3.
Okay. Respect.
And we don't need to make that one a shirt bet because I already have an Iowa State hoodie.
Okay. Cool.
Georgia State, JMU. Georgia State have a shot in this one at all? No.
But JMU does have the most turnover differential, so they are due for some turnover regression.
Duke, NC State. NC State's a 3-point favorite here, over under 52, plus 124 on the money line.
How the hell did Duke not cover last week, man?
I mean,
that needs to be studied, dude.
they play fast.
That needs to be studied.
They play a fast game, and then they just give the ball over, and Miami gets opportunities. I wanted to take Duke here. I stayed away.
Yeah, I did nothing.
I was a coward. But man, I wanted to get there with Duke. San Jose State, Oregon State. Oregon State's a 3-point favorite, over under 57, plus 130 on the money line for the Spartans.
I kind of like the San Diego State team, dude.
San Jose State.
San Jose State, excuse me. I kind of like the San Jose State. They have the best player in the country that absolutely nobody has heard of in Nick Nash. 80 receptions, 995 yards, 12 TDs, Jim. 12 TDs for this kid. Former quarterback turned wide receiver. In terms of this game, though, I'm not doing anything.
Also just shout out Ken Niumatalolo. I feel like he's having a pretty good season at San Jose State.
Doing it right, man.
Colorado, Texas Tech. Colorado's a 4.5-point road favorite here, over under 62.5, plus 164 on the money line for the Red Raiders.
Texas Tech lost to Iowa State, I would be hammering this game.
Same.
But since they won, I am stepping away. We need to remember that these games with Colorado are always going to be a little bit inflated because they're like the big quote-unquote public team now. They get the public bump. But in terms of side, I'm not doing anything. I'm just kind of sitting out.
I took the over. I took over 62.5 in this one. I think Texas Tech obviously can put up points even against a Colorado defense that has been surging and doing better recently. Colorado will definitely be able to put up points against this Texas Tech defense. I think this is going to be back and forth, super pointsy. I wouldn't blame you for putting a little sprinkle on Texas Tech at plus 164 either. Because I think this is going to be a situation. if you get into like a weird shootout where like Colorado's defense starts to regress a little bit, this is going to be one of those games where the team who has the ball last wins.
This was the last game to make it off the cutting room floor for me.
Yeah, this is like this one and Duke were like two of the ones that I struggled.
No,
and I
this
just
was the
didn't
last
include
one
them.
to make the cutting room floor.
Temple Tulane, 26 points, Erik.
Nothing.
Yeah, I'm not. No, thank you. Kennesaw State, UTEP. Can Kennesaw State get another one?
That's a hard no.
Hard no.
But I'm not
You don't think they could win against UTEP?
I have no idea. Like, no.
They beat Liberty. I think Liberty's better than UTEP.
I think everybody does, but I think Liberty. No, nothing. I don't want anything to do with this game, my friend. Nothing.
South Carolina, Vanderbilt, 3:15 p.m. our time. South Carolina is a 6-point road favorite. Over under 4.5, plus 180 on the money line.
I put this one in yesterday because I thought we were going to see money come in on Vandy, and holy shit, was I wrong. I got this at Vandy 4.5. This is balloon 2 points. I'm a Diego believer. All this kid does is just win. He's going to be able to move the ball. Vandy's defense, I think, is going to be able to contain this run game that South Carolina is going to look to implement. Fading South Carolina, obviously, after a big primetime win, hosting A&M. They have Missouri. And Missouri, as much as if there's a team that's kind of there that everyone's kind of forgetting about, it's Missouri. They're still 24th in the country. Only 2 losses. This is a team that could F around, make a little bit of a run. I think it's a little bit of a look-ahead spot, sandwich spot, going to Vanderbilt. SEC dogs this year are 32-16.
It's a chaos year in the SEC.
I'm gonna play Vandy here, and I got the 4.5. Obviously it was a misread of the market on me, but I'm not gonna buy out. I'm gonna take it. And I think the thing is when we look at the SEC top to bottom, I mean, obviously let's take out Mississippi State. I'm sorry. But all those other teams, they have a lot of NIL money. So we're seeing a lot of parity right now in it. And because of that, we are seeing these dogs cover week in and week out.
Yeah, I love Vandy plus the 6 here. I didn't put it on my slate, but I love Vandy plus the 6. And I do believe I have them sprinkled a little bit later. Do I? Yes, I do. I'll see Vanderbilt later. Jacksonville State at Louisiana Tech. Jacksonville State minus 9.5. I just wanted to take this game to just mention. Quiet season for Jacksonville State. They're very much alive to win the CUSA.
Jacksonville State was dead to me after they lost that one game to Coastal Carolina.
Very much alive. So
They're
looks like
they're dead to
we
me.
might be on a futures collision course between me and Chase and his darlings, Jacksonville State, and my pick of Western Kentucky.
Jim, they're dead to me. Dead to me.
Another potential conference shaker right here. Arkansas State at Louisiana. Louisiana minus 14.5 at home. Over under 60 plus 455 on the money line for the Red Wolves. Tell me Arkansas State has a shot. Tell me they have a chance.
Basketball team looked good last night.
Okay, that's all I need, Erik. That's all I needed.
That's all you needed to fire it?
That's all I needed. Arkansas State money line. No, I'm sitting on a future for them to win the West. So I'm staying away from this one.
God, I love how you just...
This Louisiana team is fucking rolling. They're good, though.
Yeah, they've been playing well. Good ball.
Western Kentucky, New Mexico State. Western Kentucky minus 17.5. New Mexico State missing Diego Pavia a little bit because they stink.
So what do you think about the Pavia lawsuit?
The suing the NCAA to get extra... Does that get rid of eligibility at that point? Is there infinite eligibility after that? As long as you're in college?
His thing is this: he spent 2 years at the New Mexico Navy Institute, which is a JUCO.
Yeah.
And that went against his eligibility, and he feels that should not, because it's a JUCO.
I mean, I have 2 things about it. A, I love Diego Pavia. I want more Diego Pavia. He's great.
Mm-hmm.
B, though, I am kind of sick of these quarterbacks, specifically quarterbacks, sticking around till they're 27, 28 years old.
I think there should be a rule you can't play college football after, what is it?
Dude, Cam Rising's coming back.
That's just cool.
They're I am sick. I love Diego Pavia. I love certain quarterbacks. I don't need to see another year of Who's Oklahoma's quarterback? Jackson Arnold?
Yeah.
I don't need another year of Jackson Arnold. We've seen enough.
How old is Jackson Arnold?
This is like his 7th year or something like that. Jackson Arnold is he's 20. Never mind. But like,
Jesus, Jimmy, just the hatred for Jackson Arnold. Guess how old Colorado State's kicker is?
32.
Yeah, did you just Google it? Cheater.
No.
Fucking cheater.
Like DJU's only 23, but I feel like he's been around for 18 years.
Yeah. I feel like I get what Diego's saying, but I do feel like, hey, once you get 24, 25, go start your career.
Cam Rising will be 26 next year.
Yeah, he should be starting his career.
He should be selling insurance.
Him and the little lady should be working on kid number 1 right now. You know,
they're Mormons, Eric. This is gonna be like kid number 4.
But you know what I mean? Like,
I understand. I want to see. I get where Diego's coming from, but I don't. I am anti like.
And I mean,
25-year-old quarterbacks in college football.
But fairness to his game, this is probably going to be his maximum earning potential, and he recognizes that. And if he can get some sort of nut to start his life, that's the way he's looking at it. Same thing with the UNLV guy.
Like, I totally get where he's coming from. Like, he's probably not like a pro. He's not an NFL guy.
He isn't. But if he's able to get $500,000, create that $500,000, get some real estate, then he's got some real estate properties and kind of build something through there.
Exactly.
That's what he's trying to do. I understand.
Shout out him for like I get where he's coming from. This is just me not wanting to see 25-year-old quarterbacks in college football.
I get it.
Maryland at Oregon. Oregon's a 23.5-point favorite here, over under 58, plus $1,300 on the money line for the Terps. I'm just going to use this to ask, who would win in a fight, a Terrapin or a Duck?
Terrapin.
I think the Terrapin, the defense, they would wear the Duck down. Yep. Mississippi State, Tennessee. Tennessee minus 25.5 here.
Nothing.
Is this the Mississippi State is the team that the SEC passes around to just like, here's your get right spot. Here's your feel good about your team spot. You could beat this team by 40.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Mississippi State. I was so loving this team and so high, and then rest in peace, Mike Leach, but never been the same since.
You know, and they hired that DC that was good for them, and he just was way over his head. They definitely need to find something.
I love you, sports facts. Oklahoma State, TCU. TCU minus 10.5 here, over under 68, plus 310 on the money line for the Cowboys. Eric, are you dabbling with Oklahoma State?
So here's the thing. I love taking these 2-6 teams. I love taking and what's like, I gotta see the stat. When was the last time Oklahoma State was not in a bowl game?
Ooh. Was it the COVID year?
Where is it?
Was it 2021?
It's been Gundy has a streak of 18 straight winning seasons.
Oh, damn.
If they don't win out and get a bowl win, it's done.
So you're just betting Oklahoma State blindly the rest of the way? Is that what you're telling me to do? Oklahoma State plus 310? Is that endorsed by Uncle Rico?
No, I'm just letting you know.
Okay, well, I'm going to be
25 straight.
I'm taking Uncle Rico's advice and taking Oklahoma on the money line.
You're taking my lean? You're taking my lean?
No, this is a pick. This is an official pick from Uncle Rico. He's on Oklahoma State.
I did not say.
UCF at Arizona State. Arizona State Sun Devils minus 2.5 at home, over under a 56, plus 120 on the money line for UCF.
I got nothing. Nothing.
Alabama, LSU. Alabama is a 3-point favorite here at LSU, over under 58.5, plus 120 on the money line for the Tigers. Eric, before you go into your spiel, I took the over. Both defenses, not good. Both offenses, really good. Don't overthink it. Take the over. I took over 58.5.
Jesus Christ, Oklahoma State has lost 6 straight.
Yeah, they're rough. They're real rough.
Jesus Christ. Wow. I'm on LSU here +3. We have Brian Kelly as a dog, 65% against the number, 75% ATS as a home dog, 67, 22, and 11 off of a bye. LSU winning at A&M. What does A&M do? They put in Hall, who is a mobile quarterback, and LSU struggled. That, I feel, is going to help them here because now they see that this is a weakness of their defense, and they're going to spend that bye week, especially when going against Miltro, preparing for a mobile quarterback. Bama's weakness is what? Their secondary. Now they're going up against Nessmeyer. I have a couple friends that are scouts in the NFL, and who do they have as their top graded quarterback? Nessmeyer. Nessmeyer is going to be able to pick apart this back four. As Sports Facts said, Diego, who is a tier 5 quarterback, was able to pick apart this back four. What is Nessmeyer going to do? He's going to be able to have a good game. He's going to be able to pick it apart, and Bama's pass rush isn't what it used to be, so they're not able to make him go through his progressions a lot faster. Also, let's look at Alabama's schedule. Let's look at LSU's schedule. LSU's a little more battle-tested.
That's true.
LSU's a little more battle-tested. Plus, do we remember South Florida? Wide receivers constantly running open against the Bama back four, and they couldn't catch anything. LSU here. Give me LSU here +3.
I just like points in this one. It's going to be Fireworks City. I'm excited for this matchup. Give me the points.
Give me the
Florida
points.
State at Notre Dame. Notre Dame -25 here. No team has quit more than Florida State has quit this season. That's embarrassing. Oklahoma, Missouri. Oklahoma's a 3-point road favorite here against Missouri. Over under 41.5 +130 on the money line. Erik was just talking about Missouri.
I got nothing here.
You touching this one? You dabbling?
If I was to do everything, I'd take Missouri, but I'm not doing anything.
I don't think Missouri should even be in the top 25. I think this team right now stinks. I'm staying away, though. This game is a shit game.
But I am going to say this. In basketball, I did take Louisville -1.5.
Nice. Washington, Penn State. Penn State 12.5 point favorite here. Over under 48 +400 on the money line for the Huskies.
For the Huskies.
Is this a Penn State get right game? Do we take Penn State minus the 12.5 here?
No.
No?
I really don't know what to do here.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I'm staying away. Nevada, Boise State. Boise State 23.5. Oh boy.
Boise State. What is Gentry's rushing prop?
I was gonna say what's Genty's. Let me take a look real quick. Ashton Genty rushing prop. Let's see. Come on, DraftKings website. Rushing props for Ashton Genty. What? Give me a number and I'll tell you what the odds are. So he's got 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 181. Guess what, Erik? They're all minus. So 181 minus 125.
What book is this?
DraftKings.
Nice. I'm pulling up FanDuel.
Yeah, pull up a real book.
Boise State. NCAA player props. Boise State.
What are you seeing? What are you seeing?
I'm still trying to get it, man. I'm still battling here, man.
Oh, come on.
I'm still battling here, man. I'm still battling here. All right, here we go. Passing props, rushing props. 185.5.
185.5?
Yep.
At what? What's the number?
-114 either way.
Yep, that sounds about right. Virginia, Pitt -7, over under 57 here, +220 on the money line for the.
How does Pitt respond after losing? I have no idea. Virginia, nothing.
Virginia's another team that's had a lot of one-score losses.
Do you have a question from the Instagram about thoughts on Missouri straight up? We literally just talked about that. Jim and I didn't bet the game. If I had to bet the game, I would definitely go to Missouri. I don't trust Oklahoma's quarterback position, but I'm not doing anything in this game.
Yeah, I'm not touching that one. Gun in my head, Missouri, but no. UNLV at Hawaii. UNLV minus 12.5 on the road. Over under 50.5 plus 340 on the money line. I took the over 50.5. Give me points on the island, baby.
I got nothing, my friend.
Give me points. Fresno State Air Force. 9.5 points for Fresno. We still fading Air Force?
I got nothing.
BYU, Utah. BYU minus 3 on the road. Over under 41 plus 130 on the money line. Where are Halil's taking BYU? Erik.
I took Utah. I got it at 4. 3 or higher I like. BYU, guess what? They're on the bluff list too, Jimbo. Should have lost to Oklahoma State. Should have lost to Baylor. Should have lost to SMU. Guess who is top 10 this season in turnover-worthy throws? The BYU quarterback.
No. He's got the power of God on his side.
BYU +7, due for some turnover regression. Winham, 59% ATS as a dog. When it's 3.5 or higher, up to 60%. Utah runs a cover 1, and per PFF, guess what defense Rezoff struggles the most against? You guessed it, Jin. Cover 1. You can run the ball on BYU. I think that's what Utah is going to do. Heavy dose of running against this BYU defense. Utah's coming off a bye. Element of surprise here. There's going to have some new wrinkles. Still don't know. They haven't even announced who their starting quarterback is going to be, so BYU can't compete for that. BYU, one of the top-rated defenses in the country, top 10, best defense that BYU has played against. I think their offense is going to struggle. I believe in fourth down regression, Jim. What is BYU for the season on fourth down?
It's got to be something crazy, right?
15 for 18. 15 for 18. This is coming back to earth. Utah is covering. Utah's winning this game straight up. Only played the +4, though.
So BYU right now is my pick for like the Washington and TCU of the year. How many times do I remember Erik talking about fading TCU a couple years ago?
You know what? I was telling them, like, there was some fluky ass shit.
How many times, Erik, did you fade Washington last year?
I only faded him a couple times last year.
TCU was the big one. I remember TCU, you were like very much against them. I didn't take anything in this game.
In fairness, there was other teams last year. I said Oklahoma was a bluff, and they were a bluff last year.
Yeah.
You know, my bluff radar is on point, dude.
It's decent. It's pretty good.
I get a good bluff radar.
I'm not touching this one. I will be watching this one. I'm just rooting for BYU.
Oh, God.
Selfishly, I want BYU to win.
What a prick.
My other bet is Rutgers team total under 20 against Minnesota. That's the other one I didn't get to. I skipped over that one. The Rutgers-Minnesota game. Shut up, Fleck. They've been looking better each week.
Is he... I thought they were going to quit on him for sure when it came out that he really wanted the whatchamacallit job, the UCLA job. Oh
yeah, maybe yeah.
You know he got them rowing that boat, dude.
Also, we talked about a game, but I had a pick for, but I didn't even mention it. Florida State Notre Dame. I have Notre Dame -14 first half.
Florida State. And you have Notre Dame minus what?
-14 first half.
That's a lot of points, but okay.
It's a lot of points, but I still can't think of a team that's quit more than Florida State.
Okay, fair enough.
Erik, I want you to give your parlay real quick.
I'm loading it up. I apologize, Jim. I apologize, Jim. I'm pulling it up right now.
I'm getting my mega whale play ready to go.
I cannot find it. Where the hell?
You can't find it?
I forget what book I put it in on.
That's why you shop around, everybody. That's why you shop around. Okay. Let me just keep dabbling here.
Yeah, you gotta love how I come in prepared to shows, Jim.
Okay. My mega whale play right here, Erik. My $420 mega whale play. It's an 8-pick parlay.
Jesus Christ.
Remember, this is my mega whale play. So I'm taking James Madison money line at minus 625. I'm taking Tulane straight up against Temple at minus 4,000. Western Kentucky minus 900 as a money line against New Mexico State. Oregon straight up against Maryland. Tennessee against Mississippi State. And Notre Dame, Florida State. Boise State against Nevada. Washington State money line. This 8-pick parlay, $100 pays out $106.89. Sorry, never mind. Never mind. It's $100 pays out $161.53. It's a minus 164 18 parlay.
That's a lot of action, Jim.
That's actually what I did do. My real play that I did for that was I'm bringing back an old favorite, Erik. My giant favorite parlay.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the actual one. Ohio State minus 37.5. JMU minus 15. Tulane minus 26.5. Western Kentucky minus 17.5. Oregon minus 23.5. Tennessee minus 24.5. Notre Dame minus 25. Boise State minus 23.5. And Washington State minus 20.5. My big spread, big favorite parlay, plus 35559. 355 to 1.
I cannot find my fucking.
Erik can't find his round robin. Don't worry, I'll give out my actual round robin then. It's just a 4-teamer. Easy peasy, money line. South Florida at plus 150. Vanderbilt plus 185. Kennesaw State plus 145. LSU plus 120. Plus 3740 for the round robin. Erik, how many books do you use?
For the life of me, dude, I cannot find it.
How many books do you use, Erik?
Oh, dude, Jim, you got to shop here, bro.
I know. I'm asking a legitimate question. How many do you use?
I use a lot, man.
What's a lot? What are a lot of books?
Oh my God. Well, I have Heritage, Bookmaker, Bet Online, Fanatics, DraftKings, FanDuel,
yep,
Caesars,
you do
Rivers.
MGM?
Did I say Rivers?
No.
MGM and Circa.
You get Circa out there in Illinois?
Yeah,
That's sick. So 10.
Yeah, dude.
That's a good number.
It's a good number, man.
Did you find it?
No.
God dang it, Erik.
So I'm just gonna say my round robin is South Florida, Ole Miss, LSU, Utah, and the Jayhawks.
I respect that. I'm surprised you didn't write it down. What your round robin was.
I mean, like I have it written down somewhere.
You take a look at Erik's desk. It's just papers. Yeah, dude, it looks like he's a crazy person.
Post-it notes. I got papers here. I got papers here. I got post-it notes on my second screen. I got this thing is already done. Like Jim.
That's perfect. I got one more play.
All right, lay it on me.
Little
big
teaser,
sexy.
baby.
Lay it on me, big sexy.
We're gonna tease UConn from 7.5 to minus 1.5 against UAB.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm gonna tease Pitt from minus 7.5 to minus 1.5 versus Virginia.
Okay.
I'm teasing Jacksonville State down from 9.5 to 3.5.
Okay.
I'm teasing Miami from 10 to 4 against Georgia Tech. I'm teasing Minnesota from minus 6 to a pick'em against Rutgers. And then I'm teasing Oklahoma State from plus 10.5 to plus 16.5. They're not getting blown out. Not by TCU.
You don't think so?
Not TCU, dude. They're not good enough. That's a plus 700. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-team teaser.
Oh, I found it.
Oh, he found it, everybody. He found it.
And I was wrong. Ole Miss plus 126. The Jayhawks plus 120. Vanderbilt plus 158. LSU plus 118. And the Utes plus 122. Obviously, with the Vanderbilt thing, put it at the wrong time.
And then just to reiterate our straight up picks, Erik is on South Florida plus 3.5, Kansas plus 3, Ole Miss plus 3, Vanderbilt plus 4.5, LSU plus 3, and Utah plus 4. I am on Michigan plus 4 first quarter, Syracuse money line at plus 108, Iowa State minus 2.5, Georgia minus 1.5, Colorado Texas Tech over 62.5, Alabama LSU over 58.5, UNLV Hawaii over 50.5, Rutgers team total under 20, Louisiana Monroe plus 8.5, and Notre Dame minus 14. That should say first half. Chase is on Syracuse money line, Army minus 4, Vanderbilt plus 5.5, Arkansas State plus 15, and LSU money line. Boom. Thank you all. Good show, says Bobby Thomas. Thank you. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. Go follow that man at eTop21 Sports everywhere. Follow me at XFL Jim. Follow Chase's podcast, The Notorious OTB. All those links are in the description down below. We love you guys. We appreciate you. And we'll see you next time for another episode of the College Football Tailgate. Bye-bye, everybody.